Spears and Steinberg.
You know what the fuck it is?
Aries and Andy, Jew and the Jerk.
You know it's time to get this work.
The real raw, gutter, uncut cocaine. No political corrections.
Always sleep.
Fuck being awoke. We discuss politics and jokes.
Scribe, we lit.
There's levels to this shit. Before you was sucking on your mama's tit.
Aries Spears don't give a fuck.
We talk about race a lot, racism,
Sexism.
Much love to my loyal bitch bag holders.
Rollers, clip loaders.
We got them in the folders.
The whole world on our shoulders.
Spears and Steinberg.
Yeah.
This O. Steve comes to us from our regular Field O. Steve reporter, Frank Williams. The Church of O. Steve. So if you guys were to go to church and confess your sins, would you rather go to Pastor Joel Osteen's church or Pastor Joel O. Steve?
I like that.
He wrote, I know that one could have missed, but I said, fuck it. Let me put it out there.
I like it was the play on words.
Yes.
The comedy was on the play on
Yes,
the words.
sometimes it ain't all got to be guttural laughs, you know, with hardcore punches. Sometimes subtlety works really well. Okay. Let's see. Darren Bird. Question for the podcast. This one is for you, Aries. Would you rather date a woman that is thick like Gemma, but has a face identical to Craig Mack? Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Or skinny as a toothpick with a face like Jennifer Lopez? Be aware that the woman you choose is for life, and you have to bring her with you on the red carpet, LOL, and you are not allowed to cheat on her. Wow, that is a fucking Saw-like equation.
Which one's going to put the flavor in your ear?
That, you dirty motherfucker. That's hilarious. Wow, what a conundrum. Dude, oh my God, fuck you, Darren. Because, dude, when I say I don't like women, you know what you like. Your type is your type. When I say I don't like women that are built like gazelle, that have gazelle body, I don't like bony chicks at all. Andy and I were at the mall yesterday in Sacramento, and I love how he calls them toys. But these little dainty girls, and he said Asian, but even if they're white, dainty chicks with like the high platform shoes, the Hello Kitty bag.
Yeah.
And it's just their little skinny, scrawny. That does nothing for me at all. I like a voluptuous, thick grits and gravy bitch.
You don't like toys, man.
Yeah, man. Oh, what a conundrum. I can't do the Jennifer Lopez, but Craig Mack is the face? Wow.
And the voice.
And the voice.
You have to get the voice in there, too.
Bitter blatter than a mad hatter. But the pocket like a fatter. I can't remember the words, but dude, I gotta go with the Craig Mack nigga. Cause the body, I could, you know, if I could lose myself if I'm in her, you know, and
all I can say is that if you watch a little bit of porn, not saying that I watch a lot of porn, but a little bit of porn,
right?
Those skinny girls, they fuck, man. They can take it. I'm wondering where the dick's going.
I feel like you fucking a praying mantis, nigga. Stick bitches. I can't stand them. Ah, ah. I'd rather fuck a real fat bitch because at least there's some waterbed like shit happening.
I believe all the flavors are worthwhile.
Okay. LCCM. Yo, what up, Aries and Andy? Pardon me. What up, Aries and Andy? I was at the show last night at the Punchline in Sacramento, and I spoke to you guys last night after the show, and Andy told me to write back about my experience. So that is what I'm here to do. Last night was the very first comedy show I ever been to, and I have to say that you and Andy absolutely rocked the house. Andy's warm-up set was bananas, and both me and my friend Jason were able to observe how masterfully Andy figured out the troublemakers in the crowd, setting up Aries to efficiently and hilariously dispose of them and their antics when it came time for him to take the stage. Just to make it clear, I was the white guy in the crowd in the blue DMC hat and the gray shirt at a table kitty corner from the stage with my friend Jason, who was the Asian guy in the black and white flannel shirt. I was super excited to attend my very first real comedy show, and your performances made it worth every penny. Our favorite moments from Andy were the whole bit about abortion, where he spoke about his mom getting into some hoe shit, thus lowering the bar for relationships in general, and of course the erections at his son's school.
Sounds so horrible.
Yeah.
It's written that way.
I was also touched by Andy's tales of his son's true and his struggle with autism, in part because I myself have struggles with mental health. My friend Jason, who is a bigger fan of stand-up comedy and knows more than me about the topic in general, ranks Dave Attell as his number one comedian that he has had the privilege of seeing live, but puts Aries is up there with Attell. 10 data a lot of tism. With his display of masterful crowd work and professionalism on the stage. High praise indeed. Aries had me and Jason in tears nonstop throughout his set, as there were too many sublime moments to recall. The prostate/colon exam bit might have been the funniest moment of all. I wanted to pick up at least the CD and possibly get a picture with both of you, but got the impression that the merchandise was cash-only payments, and at the time, I only had cards on me in terms of money. Let me stop real quick. We take everything, son. Everything. I used to follow the podcast religiously, but at my new job, I do not have access to my phone to listen to it. Hopefully that will change so I can catch up on the Jew and the Jerk. Me and my friend Jason had an unforgettable time at the club last night, and we both have you two to thank for it. Hopefully next time I will be able to talk to Andy about his days as a DJ, since I am one too. Thanks again, Luke. Appreciate that, brother. Much love to your friend too, man. I'm glad you guys made it out. I'm glad you had a great time. And all of that good shit, bro.
Yeah, man. And depending on what city, if we can use an EBT card out in the city we're in, we'll take that too.
Yeah. We take everything. If you ain't got no money, bring your lady. We take that too.
No, man, glad you came out. Glad you had a great time. The shows have been really fun. We there's just that one last night that got a little off the rails, but see,
all of them have been a little off the rails.
But dude, that's why I'm saying your live performances, when people see your performances online and your specials, dude, there's nothing like going to your show live, man. And you could say that for a lot of people, but there's some people that the special represents the show.
You know, it's scary when you think about how things come to be. You know, it's almost like you can see now, like when people get rubbed the wrong way, like a woman getting mad at a dude because maybe he didn't do the right thing. Maybe he wasn't gentlemanlike in certain aspects of a date. He raped me, rape. You know, black people, I love you. You're my people. But sometimes I see where we play the race card when it's not necessary. There was a group of black folks, about 10 black people. Let me be honest. Niggas. I love black people. I hate niggas. Who were loud, acting up, somewhat a little rowdy, and I checked their ass. And of course, they had to be thrown out. And on the way out, you a sellout. Eric, you the worst kind of black man. You a sellout. Really? I'm a sellout. Why? Because I checked you niggas because you wouldn't shut the fuck up and you're loud. You're disruptive. But somehow that equates to me being a sellout. What did I do that was sellout shit? Fuck out of here playing that card.
I will say,
girl, what kind of chicken that is? You got sauce on yours. What you drinking? Like, shut the fuck up.
That group, though, did have a couple in it that were telling the other people that they saw your point and that they were being loud. And told them,
you're right.
Yeah, okay. And so I give them, and I never heard anybody. I always say that there's always a group mentality, especially when someone gets kicked out. That whole group will take the side of obviously the person who caused them to get kicked out. But not in this one, man. That guy let him know. He's like, I thought it was the funniest thing when I heard him go, I don't even know why I fucking came out tonight. I came here to see a show, and you guys were just fucking talking, and he called you out. He goes, "What?" And the guy goes, "Well, he was paying attention to us talking when the other guy was on the stage, and I heard him say that, and so he was looking to get mad at us. No, the guy goes, he was letting you know that you were being loud, And then when you got on stage, he checked us. And then he goes, well, that other table was just as loud. And he goes, and he checked them, didn't he?
Right.
So, it becomes personal when you kick someone out. No one wants to think that they're the problem. But and you may or may not agree with me, but I think since COVID and people have been at their home for as long as they hadn't been out, and then they get into a little group, and a group
overly excited.
Yeah, a group at a comedy show is a problem in the first place.
Right.
4 people is the most people should go to a comedy show together because you can have a quiet conversation. You can look at them and you can talk to them. But when you got 8 people, one person on one end wants to say something to the other, and they don't think about that everybody in the room is going to hear them.
Yeah, to the people that like to travel in packs, let me say, it's just simple. You're not at home. People act like a live show is in their living room on a television set where you can have beers and finger foods and chat and say shit and be loud and, you know what I mean? You're at a live show. People can fucking hear you.
And it was one of the person's birthdays, and so they were all excited about the birthday. But what they don't understand is no one in the whole everybody paid the same amount for a ticket, and they don't give a fuck about your birthday.
Yes,
they came to see the show,
yes,
and it's not their birthday, and they're not connected to the person whose birthday it is, so they're not enjoying you disrupting the show.
Yeah, and yes, I was looking at him earlier because it was obvious to me. The moment they walked in, I went, "Yup."
Well, we say the same thing, and this is the bigger one. And we go through this a lot when we were on the road. A bachelorette party. They come in, it's 10. It's usually 10 to 20 girls come in that have no really care for the comedy show. They want to talk. They want to have their dick straws and their
right.
all their little things that about with their sash on. And she wants to be celebrated, and the girls want to celebrate it because it gets to how is that? You say slay, go girl. You go,
yes, queen, slay, yeah.
So everybody's all in that mode.
Pussy worship.
And what happens? You're going to get called out, or you're going to ruin the show.
I could never understand for me why a bunch of girls on a bachelorette party. Why you come to a comedy club? Don't you want to go to a strip club? An all-male strip club.
They might go after. They want to do something early, but go to dinner.
They want to laugh?
Yeah, go to dinner. Go to dinner. Go to dinner where you can be loud, drink.
Right.
Yeah, go to play. It's a live performance. And you don't go to see Othello and
woo!
Yeah, and have your birthday party and talk about it. Just doesn't work that way. It's still a live performance. It might be comedy, but it's, like I said to that person, I wrote shit, man.
Go where, if you want to be a bachelorette or a party, go places where you can scream. You can scream at a strip club. You, like Andy said, a restaurant. You can be loud at a restaurant. Comedy requires you to be silent.
Yeah, and a birthday, same thing. I know that you want to be celebrated at your birthday, but you're not the star of that show. The person on stage is the star at that show.
People associate laughter with loudness. That's all part of a good time. And it is. Laughter is part of a good time. But they think that laughter is in conjunction with woo!
Well, and the funniest part of that, too, is everybody gets kicked out, including that group, said, what, I'm getting kicked out for laughing because I was laughing too loud? Everybody thinks that. Every single person that gets kicked out blames it on their laughing. It's all the shit that goes along with your laughing. And even though as much as you're laughing, and you might be laughing at what the person at your table said or what your situation's going on, but it disrupts the show. So yes, sometimes even your laughter can be inappropriate because you're not laughing with the show. You're laughing at your own shit.
Right.
Just do your own shit on your own time, but you're on everybody's time that's in that room.
Here. Ambrose Gardenhire. Tiger Belly. What's up, A&A? This is Swagger Jones back again to chime in on Aries' appearance on Tiger Belly. Great appearance by you as usual, but I do not like... Oh, shit. Oh. Too many dick straws. I do not like Bobby Lee's brand of comedy. He is one of the most unfunniest comedians along with Amy Schumer and Dane Cook. He tries too hard to get laughs when he comes off, and he comes off as a hack. On top of that, his persona comes as being a beta male who shows some gay tendencies. I'm shocked that he was able to marry his cute-looking co-host. I was happy to see your growth as a man, professional, and as a comic. How you were able to make amends with Bobby, as well as drop jewels about Hollywood at the same time. As for Andy, you should really consider creating a cartoon about the misadventures of your autistic son and have Aries do some voiceovers. Well, that's all for now. Your new buddy, Swagger Jones. Listen, subjective. So you have the right to feel that way. I just made amends with the dude. Something I wanted to do, felt was necessary. And I was grateful for the opportunity and the platform. And I look forward to coming back.
I'll say this about Bobby. Bobby isn't a lot of people's choice, but the million.
But he is.
The millions
also,
of people that do like him,
right?
That's their choice, and they love him. And that's the beauty of being in this industry is that there's many choices for many different styles. So, it's fortunate for you that you don't have to like Bobby and that you can find the comics that you like. So that's great, and nothing against that. I mean, we all have different taste. As far as the cartoon, it's a great idea. There was a joke that I used to do that I don't even do anymore, because I just never have time. And I wanted to do that as a cartoon, and it's about True, and then I kind of lead into it, and then tell people to go online. They could see the cartoon. I thought that would have been a good idea, and I never did it. But yeah, you're right. A cartoon would be kind of cool, and it would be cool to
A lot of people don't drink sake, but a lot of people do. Yeah. So, William Johnson, Booty Warrior. You want to know what you're getting into with the Booty Warrior interviews. Let's jail, and the nigga name is the Booty Warrior. Let's jail, and the nigga name is the Booty Warrior.
This is about the guy from
I think
prison
so.
guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
As in if you sees you in the yard.
Time to go to Asian voice, man.
Oh God. Let's jail a nigga name in the Booty Warrior. As in if you sees you in the yard. Damn.
Why does that work so? It just works.
Yeah, it's truth, baby. He pulling up dick in hand and will say, William Johnson, you've written in numerous times. What's wrong with you, nigga? Are you writing this as you're in a dentist chair? Getting Novocained up or something?
This was a talk to text. I bet it was a talk to text.
He pulling up dick in hand and will stare into the windows of your soul and say, I like you and I want you. Now, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. The choice is yours. The Boondocks. I'm from Boston. The Boondocks. I don't know if that's right. The Boondocks had a whole episode on it. So that's what you're in for stories. So that's what you're in for stories about him. Fucking other niggas in jail against their will. I think you wrote this against your will. Jesus, man. Okay. Anything bad?
No, man.
All right, that fucked me up, dude.
I don't really have a lot about the whole. I've never seen. Have you ever seen any of these videos?
No,
I never seen it either, and I didn't see the episode on the Boondocks. It's about him. But everybody. Everybody's looking for their little piece of to shine, and I guess apparently that's his.
Dude, reading that made me feel how you felt after you tried my PSVR.
Yeah, dude. Oh, that's so funny.
Andy was at my house for a couple of days prior to coming out to Sacramento after we finished Irvine. And I remember on the podcast, I was telling you how fucking, dude, trippy the PS5 VR is, especially the racing game. You feel like you're in the car. So Andy tried it.
And he has just to let everybody know, he also has the chair.
Yeah.
The speakers and the feel and the whole thing.
So Andy tried it. And he said when he got done, he was dizzy.
I was dizzy. I was lightheaded. I felt like I was had been like on a ship or something. Like it,
right.
It puts you in that space. So I wasn't used to it, and I'm not a gamer. So not only am I not normally looking at a screen playing the game, I've never been in the game, and you're in the game. To your left and right, you see the game.
Right.
And but I talked to my son True about it because I said, "Do you have a VR? Maybe we need to, I thought because I think my boys would really dig it, but they have one." And I found out
they do.
And they haven't hooked it up yet. And I said, you need to hook this up. And I said, it made me dizzy, but you can work it. And True goes, I heard it can make you dizzy. And so I guess other people have gotten dizzy from it too. But geez, you're surrounded by this event, and it was kind of cool. I did drive the Porsche better than I drove the Ferrari, though.
You did,
Yeah.
but you also had that was your second time at it. Wayne Deshaw, Tiger Belly. Hey, Aries, just saw you on Tiger Belly, and I want to say how proud of you I am. You came across well, and you killed it as always. I'm hoping this will give your podcast a lot more exposure and hopefully get you onto other podcasts too. Glad to see you, Bobby buried the hatchet. Kind regards, Wayne.
That's a nice one.
Yeah.
And that's the right response.
Yes. Gabatron 88.
Just because we're talking about that, when you went in, did you feel, was it a warm feeling when you went in? Did you
Absolutely.
know? Did you feel like this is going to be good? Like you said, as you walked in?
Listen, I knew it would be good if it eventually happened.
Yeah.
I knew it. One thing I wanted to mention that I didn't mention on yesterday's episode was, and this, it's not me pat myself on the back, but I gotta say this. When we talked about the thing with Godfrey, listen, I've heard radio guys and other podcasters say this. Giving interviews, doing an exchange with people in like this kind of forum, that's a talent, man. Because there are some guys who can't do it well. They're boring. And I've had radio people go, dude, remember when we had so-and-so in here? It was like, blah, 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 blah. Not everybody knows how to turn it up and engage in great conversation and be funny and witty and make the moment entertaining. And that's one of the things I do well.
Well, yeah, you do.
Yeah, I know some people might perceive me as, again, a bully, loud, aggressive. That's fine. But people go, yo, he's a great interviewer.
Well, and it works because the best interviewers are looking for ways to let you have all the space. They're looking to ask the questions and get out of the way. And a lot of people, like you said, if you give a word, if they ask you a question, you go, yeah, I did. That doesn't give them anything.
And then don't get the viewer anything.
And, you're they want someone who can project the story and deliver it without the assistance of the interviewer.
Right.
And that's the key. And but there's also interviewers that don't know to get out of the fucking way of the person giving the interview when they can't hold that conversation.
And the job of the interviewee is to fill in the gaps.
Yeah.
So, and I'm saying that to go, like, I go, yo, Bobby's a comic, man. I'm a comic. If we do what we supposed to do, it's pickup ball. That's all. Let's ball, nigga. So, yeah, I knew it was going to be good. I'll give you an example of one that I don't think was good. And you were with me and you agreed. And Adam Carolla. Yeah,
but he was...
His show is a very tone.
Well, and he... Honestly, I like Adam Carolla, so I'm not saying anything bad about it.
I'm not trying to say anything bad about him.
No, I know. But what I'm about to say is going to sound bad. He just seemed very disinterested. Like he had his segment going on that day, and we were just something that was in the way of getting to say what he wanted to say.
That's exactly how it felt.
It did.
Right.
And I'm not saying, and that could be very well be the case. He put us on, but he had other things that he wanted to talk about, and we tried to fill in. And he even asked me a question that I couldn't. It was so out of the blue. It wasn't out of the blue because I knew what he wanted to talk about, but I didn't know how that was if it was gonna have any legs, and it didn't. And he was looking for me to produce those legs, but there really wasn't anything there. And I remember that. And then I saw the disappointment in his face, and I was like, okay, I'm done. And then you were going, and it just didn't have that feeling like.
But just like you said, the job of a good interviewer is to know when to get the fuck out the way. It's also knowing how to throw the alley-oops, nigga. Yeah. So we can dunk them.
So we can open it up and open it up. But and I like his show. I think he's great. I don't have any problems with Adam Carolla. I mean, he's done a lot for a long time, done a lot for a lot of comics. So that's not my point. But we weren't the flavor for him.
Right. Movies that wouldn't make it to a theater today. But damn, Gabatron, you included an O Steve. So I'm going to read the rest of this and then try to save this for next time. While thinking of names for movies that could make it to theaters nowadays, I came up with a possible event you guys could host or help create. It would be a fiesta, the adult drive-in theater we have in El Paso called X Canceled. X movie, X night at the fiesta, featuring all the movies you guys put together. Also, yes, it is a drive-in theater that shows porn, 12-foot vagine in all its splendor. Damn, 12-foot vagina.
Yeah, that's fine. You could imagine that, but behind what's coming after the vagina,
right?
A 32-foot
dick.
Yeah, 8 feet of girth.
You want to be out of the way of the opening of the vagina. Otherwise, you get splatted in between. Oh. Oof.
Yeah, that cum scene, that the money shot has to be
Ooh.
rough.
Ooh.
It would be great if they added sound effects to it. Like like when it splats, you just
Right.
splat, and then maybe the cars would shake a little bit.
You would look like remember in the first Ghostbusters when they finally destroyed the Marshmallow Man?
Yeah.
Just gook
Yeah.
everywhere.
I was slimed.
Yeah. Porky's Animal House Scary Movie 2 because of the almost blind crippled dude because he gives himself head and no other reason. A Netflix version of Rocky Horror, Planet of the Apes, Matt Damon's version. You think any of those movies couldn't be made today?
Porky's couldn't be made today.
No, you don't think so?
I don't think so. And Porky's was great.
Does Porky's hold up?
I don't know. I haven't seen it in a long time. You know what? I'm gonna go watch it again. Because
Right.
Porky's was part of that. I have something really horrible to say, but I was dating this girl and we went to see Porky's. And
You porked the Porky?
at Porky's.
At Porky's? You porked the Porky at Porky's?
On a blanket at the drive-in.
Damn.
Out in the open. Like,
Did you really?
yeah, we hadn't had any alone time and we were there and this is going on.
Dude, I'm telling you, you are a video game.
I try to keep it quiet,
dude.
like so people wouldn't know what we were doing, but
That's what happens when you get a little, not overly fat, but a little chubby bitch in that era. You porked a Porky at Porky's. Animal House couldn't be made today.
I think Animal House could be made today. They'd have to change some things, but Animal House, I think it could be done. Some of the topics would be changed and more aimed in a little bit different direction, but it could be done.
Scary Movie 2, that could be made today. A Netflix version of Rocky Horror. I've never seen Rocky Horror, dude.
Dude, I can't believe you've never seen it.
It looked too weird.
It is weird, but there's the music that's in it, the story. It's you need to check it out at least once.
Don't they do an event like where people dress up and go to the theater
And they act it out in front of the stage.
Yeah, dude. I don't know.
It meant a lot to people. It's usually a midnight movie. It's in a lot of cities.
Why wouldn't Planet of the Apes be made today? Matt Damon's version, he said.
It wasn't Matt Damon that was
Matt
in
Damon's Oh, I think he means Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg, yeah.
Why? Because the people who got on the ape look?
I don't know, but I think you could make it today.
Yeah. And I'm going to be honest with you. I never really was into Planet of the Apes, but that was the Mark Wahlberg version was the one where Michael Clark Duncan played one of the King Apes. And they all had the prosthetics, and I preferred that over the CGI.
Yeah.
Apes.
Well, what about the original Planet of the Apes?
With Charleston Heston?
Yeah, when they're just putting on their masks. They're not like prosthetics.
Oh, that shouldn't be made today.
Actually, I thought it was good. I didn't have any.
Paul Giamatti was in that.
Yeah, he wasn't he? Yeah.
With the prosthetics. He played an orangutan.
Yeah, he looks like that. That's the right one for him. Do you think he's a good actor, Paul Giamatti?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Heavyweight.
Yeah.
When you said what makes a good actor is when they play a role where you're supposed to hate him and you hate him.
Yeah.
And 12 Years a Slave, I hated that motherfucker.
Yeah.
When they got off, when they was in the slave shop and they were trying to sell the niggas, and he told a young black boy, "It's a good, strong, strapping buck," slapped his chest, and he used his cane to say, "Hop, hop, hop, higher, higher," with the knees. I said, "No, this nigga." I hated Paul Giamatti. He's a great actor, man.
I think he is. He's an actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really loved him in Negotiator as one of the hostages.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, he's been in some incredible movies, man. He really has.
Don't be saying no again, motherfucker.
Just the way he does his facial expression,
Yeah.
but because he's a normal guy,
Right.
so you're getting that normal guy vibe, and he knows
Yeah.
how to put it out there.
Porn movie names. It's a play off of Armageddon, but Armageddon, Armageddon. He's trying to say tits.
How about Armageddon in you?
Okay, I prefer that over this because I'm struggling with this. Armageddon, Titan.
Titan. I'm gonna get Titan.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get a Titan.
right. Starring Bruised Willie,
Bruce Willis.
Liv Tyler,
I like Liv Tyler.
and Michael Duncan Cock. Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah, I know.
That don't really flow though, right? Michael.
I just wondering if there's
Duncan
something better
Cock.
there.
Yeah, I know what he's going for,
Yeah.
but that just don't roll off the tongue right. Anacondum, starring Jennifer Chokedicks. Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah.
Jennifer Chokedicks. And Iced Tool.
Ice Tool is an interesting idea.
Yeah. While writing this, I realized O. Wilson was in both movies, and one of his characters is named Gary Dixon. Maybe Harry Dicker would be a translation. Yeah, stay in the lab, baby. You ain't ready yet. There was a couple of decent ones.
Yeah.
Cabatron 88. Harrison Verrett. What's self-hate? A&A. Y'all are showing a lot of self-hate, my brother. As a person that was raised in New Orleans, where our people have some of the thickest accent, your critique of Southern blacks is way off base. To start, English as a whole is a bastardized trade language, borrowing words and sayings from several ancient languages and cultures worldwide. This is why we see so many changes to words, meanings, and usages. Also, you've been corrupted to believe a certain English dialect is more correct than another. Dialects are recognized changes to languages worldwide. This is the reason Brits don't sound like Scots, Australians, or Americans. You're thinking that the Southern dialect is less than specifically comes from the rich ruling class trying to single out the working class and keep them out of certain spaces. Well, I hope you get a chance to read this and maybe rethink your position. Have a good one. Harrison, thanks for keeping your balls off my wife's head a year ago in Addison, Texas. Ask your question. Where they is and how much that CD was. Is that right or wrong?
It's wrong because...
Then that's all
yeah.
I need to say.
But I do understand what he's saying, but where did he say he was from?
Or New Orleans.
Okay, but now that's a French influence. He was talking about, and there's certain videos that you can watch and you can listen to how they speak in New Orleans,
right?
And how the French accent or French speaking people when they speak English accent, how that changed the vocabulary, why it sounds so differently. And then the English obviously have a big effect on the British, how British speak and how their accent goes. And that's it's very, you can find it in the South, in all those really hard accents that you talk about. You can hear that, but you're not talking about just the accent. You're talking about using English in the right way, where if you're speaking in the present, you don't use a past tense to how much something is in the present. You can't say how much that CD was, because that's coming from the past, not from where you're standing. It's how much is that CD. Now, even if you said how much that CD, that's still in the present. So
isn't that still wrong?
It's
how much that CD? Isn't it how much is it? How much was that CD, or how much is that CD?
How much is that CD is the right way to say it. But if someone said how much that CD, they're still saying everything in the present. But when you say how much that CD was, how much was it? Well, it was $59.99.
That's a hell of a CD.
Okay, it was $59.99, but now it's $30.
Right.
You know what I mean? When the people that really, when we're out and the people that defend you the way they talk, it's because they're using their grammar in all over the place. It's not just about the accent or the style of speaking, the affect. It's about actually speaking in. I'm not going to say that you need all the words. How much that CD? Because I would understand that, and you would be speaking to me in a way that I'd go, how much that CD is, and then I would answer the question.
Me hungry, me want eat.
Me want eat. I can get that. How much? But how much that CD was is about how much it used to be. You're not asking the question.
Right. And like I said, I'm not co-signing that bullshit. So there that is. It's got nothing to do with self-hate, man. I don't know how you associate that with self-hate. Because what? I want to use words correctly? The nigga read. What you think he is?
That's been in a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot what movie it was, but.
Daryl Albright. More titles. And just real quick, and I've said this, So you don't think that, again, it's just I'm hating on the South. Listen, there are niggas up north that butcher the English language too. New York niggas from the East Coast. So that's, ignorance comes across all terrains.
Yeah, when we're doing the Asian voice, you don't think we're making fun of the...
Yeah.
We're talking about everyone.
Yes. Daryl Albright. More titles. What's up? Double A. What's up? Double A. Double S. Oh God.
Double this. Double that.
Oh my God. I can't even think of that. Here's some more porn titles you might like. Gladiator becomes Glad He Ate Her. Yeah, we did that with Russell Crowe. We did exactly that. Maniac Cop becomes Maniac Cock. Last but not least is Where the Red Ferns Grow becomes Where the Redheads Blow. Where the redhead blows. All right, Black Man and Robin. As always, keep me laughing to myself and looking crazy at work. Peace. What do you think about those titles?
Where the Red Fern goes, I think you could do a lot with that one. I think that one's not bad, but I mean, you could lab it up and get in there and get some more out of that one. But yeah, those weren't bad. I mean, he put a little effort in. Yeah,
okay. All right.
I wasn't mad at him.
Okay.
But Where the Red Fern grows, yeah, there's something there that one could be really. You can make that one really dirty. Dirty.
Rob Dorsey. Here's a correction. Damn, bro. Andy set you to fuck up by telling you a chode was a pussy. Laugh my ass off. See attached. Much love, Rob.
I'm
Dorsey,
completely wrong.
Your favorite neighborhood turd.
I've heard people use it I've heard lesbians use it as vagina, but maybe you calling their vagina. I don't know, man. But I heard that before. But you were right. I was wrong. I'm taking the L on that one.
Ollie D. This is a piggyback to that. Lord have mercy, Andy. Chode does not mean pussy or having anything to do with vagina. It's a short, stubby dick. If you just type the word chode in Google, you'll see what I mean. LOL. I about lost it when Aries started had something to do with vagina because of Andy's silly ass and said, I power through chode. Oh, dude. I want to sit on the monster. Damn, well, I don't power through chode. I don't. Damn, Andy.
I was wrong.
Damn, man.
We both thought it was that, though.
No, I didn't know what it was.
Well, really? I thought you thought it. I was wrong.
Little City Honcho, 5 easy bitches. Yo, A&A, what's popping? What's happening? Been a while since I wrote in. Hope all is well. It was good seeing the two of you. New Year's Eve and Be More. Both sets was funny as hell. Now that I know it's okay, next show I seen you walk in the crowd, I'm going to say what's up. Anyway, 5 easy pieces was an easy alley-oop. You missed, Aries. What did I say it was? I said 5. 5.
I don't remember.
Yeah. I would have just went with 5 sleazy pieces. I said 5 easy bitches. 5 sleazy pieces.
Yeah.
That's better. Because easy and sleazy. Right. With Jack Dickinson. I did that one. What y'all think? My man Andy ain't let that weak shit slide. Hello. Can't wait for the next show. Y'all be easy. Little City Honcho. Yeah, dude. Andy said, man, something better. And I knew he was right. I just, I couldn't put it together.
I can't wait to get back there. We're going to be there at we're back towards the end of the year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you when because he brought that up. So I'm just going to let people know when we're coming back out there because I really like that place.
Yeah.
I like Baltimore, period.
And I was disappointed we only did one show on Friday.
Yeah. December 7th through the 10th, we're going to be back at Magoobies.
Magoobies?
And how do you say that, Tim? I can't say. It's Baltimore area, but it's Timonium.
Timonium. You just said it.
I didn't know if I got it right. It just looks...
Jill Buck Spade. Movies that couldn't be made today. What's up, fellas? It's funny that you guys brought up the topic about movies that couldn't be made today. Although it's not a movie, I was watching it in living color. Oh, my God. Jesus. The other day, and all I kept saying is they could never do this type of comedy. I'm getting hiccups now. Comedy today. From sketches like Handyman, I don't definitely think they could do that. Men on Film, even Jim Carrey as Vera DeMilo would offend people that would have them up in arms. Shows like Mad TV and Chappelle's Show wouldn't even be past would even make it past the pitch meetings today. It's a sad reality. If you can't find humor in sexuality, race, or culture, then life is boring and miserable. This is the AI shit we're moving into. None of the shows I mentioned poke fun in a mean or insulting way. Lots of the humor had some truth in it. Even if it didn't, it's always good to have a laugh at something that might be deemed inappropriate. I really hate that we've gotten to the point where you have to say, how would they be able to pull this off today without being canceled? That's all I got for now. Tell me what you think of my choices. You fuck Spade. I think you're right on the money. You know, I did a skit that I loved on Mad TV where I played a stripper who had, remember in Forrest Gump when he had the leg braces?
Yeah.
I played a stripper who had leg braces. All the way from my hips to my shoes. And then the skit ended with me pumping my penis in a penis pump. And I pumped too much and my penis exploded. Never could be made today.
No, it couldn't. That skit couldn't be made today, but In Living Color could be made today. But like SNL,
Right.
the arc would have changed on what you can and can't talk about.
Right.
Because SNL, the old episodes, there's things that you couldn't do
Right.
from back then either. But the arc would be different, but you could do, if it was on, you could do it. It would just be different. But here's also the thing about AI that I want to say, because you brought up AI on this, and we're talking about culture and what you can make fun of or not. You would program AI if you wanted them to write, let's say, something for television, and you would say non-specific language, no gender-specific language, and then what you can, nothing that you want to make fun of, like what could be made fun of, what couldn't be made fun of, and then it would just build something that was just very servable. You know what I mean? And there would be no more. No one would ever cross the line. The whole George Carlin thing, my job as a comedian is to know where the line is and deliberately cross it. That would never occur anymore because they would hold and toe the line so that anything that was deemed, controversial or something that shouldn't be talked about, the AI would just write around it.
Horrible.
See, humans wouldn't be able to do that.
Dude, and I was thinking before he said it, the moment he mentioned In Living Color and Handyman, I was thinking, and I'm glad he said it because I wouldn't have been able to remember the name. I don't even think much less describe it. But Jim Carrey is Vera DeMilo. If that's the character I'm thinking about, remember when he did that character with the two little pigtails? Yeah. Was that a woman or a man?
Honestly, I don't remember it that much. I just remember the look. But
the look, I think he had braces and wore a skimpy bathing suit.
I think it's supposed to be a woman, isn't it?
I think so. But that character, nah, yo.
You could do what was the men in
film? No,
but no, you could, but it would have to be two characters that represented the characters that they're doing. It would be very different.
What do you mean two characters? Like actual gay men?
Two gay men doing how they feel like the gay men.
That's so sad. That's so fucking.
But that's
sad.
what it would be. I'm like I'm saying, you can do it, but the change in culture would have to be shown.
What are we doing to ourselves?
I don't know. Two gay guys up there going two gay guys doing what would be a completely heterosexual movie with male misogynist ideas in the movie might be very funny.
In a movie or
like a movie, but they're doing the what's it called? The critique of it.
But let's keep it to In Living Color though. TV. Could you find two funny gay comedians to do that? Yes. But it was something about the fact that you knew they weren't that made it funnier to me. You knew Damon and David Allen Greer weren't gay. And because they're also doing an impression.
But they're doing it over the top, and that's the same thing.
Is there any other way to do a gay impression?
That's the same way that you do.
Subtle gay ain't funny.
Well, but that's the same way when you talk about black people and how they were doing buffoonery because they took it over the top. So isn't it the same? Isn't it the same that if they're going over the top almost to a cartoonish place?
Depends. Depends on the context, though.
I don't think J.J. Walker was cartoonish in a way, but I don't think that it was offensive because I think it was. And I said this to you the other day.
I never thought it was offensive.
Yeah, I thought J.J. Walker was trying to portray what young kids thought it was cool, like Dynamite.
Yeah.
It wasn't to be buffoonery of a black community,
Right.
But some of the men on film, I think that was a little over. But is it a little over the top, or have you seen segments from the gay parade?
I was about to say, have you ever seen a gay pride parade?
Yeah, and they're over the top in that.
Yes,
so
sir.
Is it buffoonery? It's maybe not.
Right. Yeah. Ollie D, episode 482, response, Chuck and Larry. Hi, A&A. Hope all is well. In regards to the movie, I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. I was very surprised at how far they went in the movie. I held off on watching it for so long because I thought it would be some safe family comedy like Grown Ups, since Kevin Smith is in it as well. Boy, was I wrong. So many parts of that movie had me saying you wouldn't be able to do that today. I mean, just look at the Rob Schneider character as the Asian man that owns the wedding chapel. I think that they even gave him buck teeth to complete the look. Yeah, they did. I have a question for you guys. Do you believe that we'll have movies like this again in the future? Also, is this day and age of political correctness we currently live in temporary, and we'll see movies like this and Tropic Thunder come back? The pessimistic side of me says no, since it seems like the list of what words aren't okay to say anymore gets bigger and bigger. Adios, muchachos. You know, I don't think anything stays one way forever. I think the paradigm, the pendulum swings.
Right.
So at some point, yes, I think we're slowly in stand-up starting to get back to that.
I think that movies that are going to go there again, though, are going to be independent films. They're going to be a different kind of film, and it will cause again a ripple in it. And then again, like when I say it goes back to the money, people go, "Oh, but you can make money doing this, so let's get in there and let's figure out how to make this money."
Once again, your point brings me back to AI, because I forgot to mention this. Because of that, I think independent projects are going to be on the rise.
Yeah, I do too.
Because for the hardcore people that go, yo, man, I respect the art. I love the art. That's going to open that lane wide up.
Well, because I think there's people in the industry that would support that, but they can't. Because it doesn't go against, it goes against the corporate principles. Right. But I think that those people will find funding. I think people will help people find funding to make independent movies that get back to a little bit of what we used to be able to poke fun at. Because really, right. and again, I saw someone talking about this. The truth of equality is we can make fun of it. You're not equal if you can't be made fun of.
Right.
Because you're equal and you know that it's just fun. You can make fun of it when you're playing from a place that it's only painful because you are on that bottom tier. That's where it's coming from. So we have to figure out how we get equal, we get closer to equal, we get closer to equitable. That's the word. Equal is not a good word. Equitable, and we should be able to make fun of everything. We should be able to, especially as comics, because we all have things in our cultures, in our lives that are worth making fun of because we're all goofy.
There you go. I like that line you say in your stand-up when you go, life laughs at us
all the time.
So we have to laugh at it.
Yeah. If you don't laugh back at life, man.
Yeah. Like it's just too serious to be serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the only game we play that we all lose in the end, and we all take it so seriously.
Right.
And there's no winners. There's not a winner.
There's never any winners, really.
Is anybody going to beat life and live forever?
Oh, no, but that's
how you live your life. But so that's why you have to have fun with it. Not all of us are going to be billionaires. Not all of us are going to have the success that we would hope when we were little kids. None of us are probably going to become Superman, but we all thought we would like to be Superman. It's about how you live your life, and you got to enjoy it, and you enjoy what life gives you. Life doesn't give you just, pizza parties every day. It's about some struggle, and you have to embrace the struggle, but we don't. None of us get out ahead of anybody. We're all going to go in a box or in a jar or however you want, however you end up. We're all going to go out that same way. You might leave more money behind for someone else or feel like you have a legacy. But if you're in a deep dirt nap, do you know your legacy anymore? Or are you just out? So,
Deron Ross, Andy, fuck Aries talking about. You gotta watch From. Oh, what it do, my people? I'm the nigga that wrote in and fucked it up on the first word in the first sentence. D. Ross, the nigga from Houma, Louisiana. Aries, I heard you talking down on the show From. Yo, that shit is good. It almost has a lost TV lost, and he puts in parentheses, TV show feel about it. But the shit better in my opinion. So try it out and give it a shot. No, Andy, as far as cleaning your ass with your hand, I do the same shit. Literally, you do the same shit. I realized one day and didn't want my towel on my face and where I had my ass. Even if you wash your ass last, it's still on the towel after you clean it. That's all for now. Nigga spell for now. F-A-N-A-W. For now.
that's how I wanted to say it.
Must be from Nolans. I'm supposed to give y'all a riddle, but I'll send that the next time if this get on the air. Peace out, my partners. Asian voice. Hope no $10 in this one. Dude, I'm telling you, man, From I wanted to like this show so badly. And I'm not even saying I dislike it. But goddamn, this motherfucker is not what I thought it was gonna be. I've never seen a series that was horror-based. Like a fucking season 1, season 2, however many episodes. And I went, yo, and again, my lady loves horror shit. So I'm like, yo, this is something we could watch together in the bed at night, chilling. You know what I mean? It'd be fun. It's a roller coaster. Man, the shit moves so slow. And when they show when the shit get dark and they show the fucking monsters, they don't really show them do anything. They always cut to after what they've done. The body mutilated and torn open, but they don't show nothing. Yeah, man, it's. I feel like I'm watching a stripper with pasties on and fucking drawers, underwear. Show me.
I don't really watch scary movies like that. I've stopped watching them, but I have to check this out because other people are saying that you have to check it out. Dude,
I'm telling you, I can tell you right now, and the mere fact that you said you don't watch though, you're gonna bail. I'm telling you, like the first season, I was like, when is this motherfucker gonna pick up? And now I'm on season 2, and it has the same feel.
You know, like everybody was into Stranger Things. Did you ever watch Stranger Things? I watched it because of the 80s tie-in.
Right.
And so I watched it and I got into it. I watched and I really enjoyed it. I really did, but it didn't bring me back. Like I wasn't ready for season.
It wasn't nostalgic.
Yeah, it did. Well, It didn't keep me entertained enough to like, I got to see what happens this next season and next season. I like scary. I kind of like scary stuff, but it kind of just bothers me in another way. So I'm not usually that guy that's going to watch a series of scary stuff. A movie, suspense thriller. Yeah, I'll do those.
Right. All right, bro. You team Andy. You team Handy. Dude, I'm telling you, Andy, we should make to sell
washcloths.
Gloves.
Gloves?
Gloves with Andy's handies written in the palm.
Well, then you should be doing washcloths on your side.
Yeah.
Aries towel.
Yeah. Aries bowel towel. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I just think it's funny because I mean, I like that he said that. The way he said it is funny how he said it. You know, let's just use my hand. But it is where you start looking at things and you go, do I want to put this up there? Anyway, it's just funny that people are, out of all the things we've ever talked about, people are very passionate about this.
Yes, dude,
thing.
I'm telling you, I see it. If you're team Aries, you buy Aries bow towels. And if you team Andy, you buy Andy's handies. A washcloth glove.
They have a glove that you can
I know
that it has that like where you put the soap and it lathers up and then you just
I know, but I'll never know.
But that you could put under the water and you could wash it off and there's nothing on it.
Dude, I'm telling you, I think if we don't do this, we are doing a disservice to ourselves. That the names are there. About to put your hand in your ass in the shower with an Andy's handy. You about to wash the doo-doo out your butt with an Aries bowel towel.
Well, someone sent me a video of this woman walks into the bathroom and their dude has the bar of soap and he's just, you know, you could tell he's like washing his hand. So I haven't sent him anything about it because I want to, but I was like, You don't stick a bar of soap up your ass either. That I told you, if I had a bar of soap and the only thing I had was a towel,
Right.
I'd probably lube it up in my hand real good. But if I had to because it couldn't lather up, yeah, you don't stick a bar of soap up your ass because someone else is going to have that bar.
And also, not only did Andy get dizzy from the VR, when Andy was at my house, I gave him a towel and a washcloth. That washcloth was untouched. It's real. The legend is real.
And here's the other thing. I'm not going to take the washcloth that you had up your own ass and use that to wash my ass.
Dude, it's clean.
It's been up your ass, dude. Regardless, it's been up your ass. You know,
wait a minute now. If your argument is I'm not going to take the towel that you once used and put it up my ass, dog, I shake your hands.
Yeah, but I wash my hands.
And the towel is washed.
Yeah, but it doesn't count. That towel is an inanimate object that I don't know if it has, and it has memory and history. It has history of your ass,
nigga, man.
But let me ask you this, because you said that it's clean. There is a new company now that is taking soap, like you take the soap from the bar soap that you get at the hotels, and instead of throwing them away, they're putting them in bags and they're recycling those soaps.
Now that's disgusting.
Well, but it's clean. I mean, they're going to melt it down. They're going to redo it. It's going to be clean.
I hate these games. I really hate these games, man.
It's, you know what it is? Honestly, this really is, people are going to argue about which way this goes, but it's your mental perception, how you look at it.
You know what? You're right. Because listen, technically, you're right. You're right.
That was like an Italian gangster that's saying, technically you're right, but I still have to kill you.
Right. You're right. But you're right. It's the mental. Because technically you're right. If they melt it down and they do what they're supposed to do, it's usable. But the mind, nigga.
Well, and then to go back to what they're saying, the guy's using it, and then you see the girl looking in the mirror and she's trying to wash her face with that soap. And she's putting that soap, and it was just up the guy's ass. Well, my thing is, so she's going to take the washcloth that was up someone, and she's going to wash her face with that. It's a
well, if a woman is munching ass,
as she should be,
with the reach around, the soap is not a far-fetched idea.
I know.
From the ass to the lips, it's not a far-fetched idea.
No, but it's not. But you could take the soap and you hold it under the water, and all the soap that was in contact with that dude's ass will be gone. But
right.
It's the mental aspect. It's how you want to deal with it mentally. That's what it really comes down to. It can be clean. Any of these ways that we're talking about it can be clean. It's how you fucking deal with it in your own head.
Jeremy writes, Andy, what the fuck? Hey, Jew and jerk, just wanted to get something off my chest real quick. Andy, for the love of everything that is holy, please stop pronouncing the word Mexican. And the word went as want. Good grief. Oh, God. And trying to listen to you get your thoughts together is painful, man. Gives me migraines. It's like your brain and mouth both play for the Special Olympics. Shake my head. Anyway, be good, y'all, and stay funny. You know, I really wish if we had like the studio and could really do it right and have Steve, this is something we probably should have had Steve do from early on. If we could have went from episode 1 all the way to present and collected just a collage of things that Andy says, it would be the funniest thing, because there are times when he'll say things, I'll hear him say it, and I don't say nothing, but I go, did this motherfucker just, you know. So, but that would be funny.
Yeah, I don't pronounce a lot of words right. It's not just those two, man. And I have...
when you said Back to the Future on yesterday's episode, you said black.
Back to the Future?
We went Black to the Future.
Well, but it was in my head, it was back.
Yeah, in your head is a lot of shit.
Yeah. But it's the way that I hear it, and I can't do anything about it. And so, you know, this is the ride, this is the journey that you have chosen to go on.
Yeah, when you step inside the fun house, don't be acting crazy because you're looking at the mirror that has you looking, you know, sideways.
It's just, it is who I am. Look, I just stuttered right now. I stammer. I don't know why I'm like this. And a lot of people think that it's insecurity, something. It's not. I'm going through it in my head. It's just the way my brain works. I wish it was different. I could have had a completely different life. I could be a success. Success.
Andy is like an a city, a very busy city. Picture New York with no traffic lights.
It's a great way to look at it.
That's what Andy's mind is
That
like.
is it. But when I talk about true and having what echolalia is, it's when your brain is actually moving faster than you can deal with it, and that's what happens. That's basically what's going on in there.
Yeah, bodies everywhere. Walter Tisdale, movies that couldn't be made today. Philadelphia, the whole LGBTQ, et cetera, community would complain that Tom Hanks' character should have been played by a gay actor and or complain because he has AIDS. I adamantly disagree with you. I think that movie absolutely could be made today because the gay community would want it to be made.
Yeah, but I think they would want a gay actor, but it could be made today. You would just use...
I don't think so. I don't think they would care about that.
I don't know, but I think that they might. I mean, I think they would say there's qualified gay actors to play.
Well, we could play that game all day long.
Yeah.
And for the record, I thought Tom Cruise did Tom Cruise.
You catch whatever I have.
Beep, beep,
Hanks.
Tom Hanks did a phenomenal job. And you know who else was great? Antonio Banderas
was
as the boyfriend.
Yeah.
He was fucking phenomenal.
And what's phenomenal about it is if it was believable to you, and this is where we would have to be defer to the black in your situation right now when you see a black movie and you see a white guy or like someone that's not necessarily, oh, I got a better one for you. This is how we want to say it. When you see someone from Europe playing an American black person.
Yeah.
Sometimes I've heard other black people say that's, they get it, but they don't get it. It's not all the way.
Right.
And I think that you would have that same response from the gay community. Like, he got it, but it's like, I think we would represent it better than that.
I would love to know what would you have done.
I don't know.
That they didn't do.
I don't know, but I'm not.
Suck cock on screen?
Be comfortable with it. The idea that it could happen. How far are we going before the director yells cut? We don't tell you until we yell cut. Well, I need to know how far we're going to go before the director. We don't tell you until.
Listen, that scene when Antonio Banderas goes into the hospital and because of his frustration, he's arguing with the doctor with Hanks present and Hanks has to kind of reel him in and go, calm down. Dude, that felt very lovingly gay to me. That amount of gay frustration, the way he played it, not in living color over the top, that felt real gay to me. Humanly gay. Yeah.
Human. I think some of the most important parts in that movie, though, had nothing to do. Not that the movie was centered around this, but I think it's a very important part. Was actually the parts where it has nothing to do with him. It has to do when. See, this is how bad my brain is now.
Tom Hanks?
No,
Denzel.
Denzel. Thank you, Jesus. That's really that really disappeared when Denzel has to deal with both sides of what he does, where the gay guy approaches him and said, "We really appreciate what you're doing," and then he felt like that guy was coming. That was that was an issue. Right. And then the other guy was who was the more gay hatred guy, and he had to stick up for
the bartender.
Yeah,
right.
So watching that character, I thought was very important to the movie, and that's another reason why I think it could be made today because that's
great points.
That's very important to the movie because it sees how someone is affected outside the community that wants to do something for the community, but really is kind of.
Or that great moment with Denzel and his wife in the kitchen.
It's unbelievable.
And when he finds out that the aunt was gay, and he said, and he had the 2 drumsticks, and he was like, I don't know why they do that, how they do that thing with their, but
because it was right. It was an honest and someone going through it, trying to be able to reach his humanity, but also dealing with the fact that he doesn't condone this, he isn't part of this. But then at the end, sees the beauty of just 2 humans that actually care for each other.
That absolutely could be. It would have to be made today.
Yeah. So I disagree with it. I do disagree with areas where I think that they would look. I think that Hollywood today would look to put people in the part that represented them better. That's the only thing. But you can't complain that Tom Hanks didn't do a good job in that.
This makes me think of my one of my favorite movies, romantic comedies. And I said, When Harry Met Sally is my all-time #1 favorite romantic comedy. My close 2 is could this be made today? As Good as It Gets. Because remember, the Jack Nicholson character was all about being offensive. He was all about that.
I think,
and because I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Because I remember he goes to the the Jewish couple that was sitting at his table. He goes, are your appetites as big as your noses?
That's the reason why I think it could be made today.
Right.
Because he was a bigoted, it was like an Archie Bunker kind of character where he's a bigoted man, but he's bigoted towards everyone. And does that make it good? No. Does it make it acceptable? No. But does it make it honest? Yeah, see, acceptable. Thank you. I made I put a testicle. Do you accept these testicles?
Acceptable. Holy shit. That sounds like a dinosaur.
But it made it, it makes it honest. I think that there is a lot of people that, and you know what? This is the frightening part. Who do you want? Who would you prefer to see at the restaurant if you were working there? And I shouldn't say working there. If you were in life, who do you prefer? The person that says what he's thinking and you know who he is, or the person that hides behind political correctness as a way to keep them concealed from what they're actually going through and feeling about you?
Right.
I almost want the person who just says, hey man, I know you're my server, but do you have a non-Jewish server? I mean, then to come to the table and them cringing and then leaving me like not taking care of me financially for my services at the end, and thinking I did a good job, and what did I do wrong? That I almost, and I know it's wrong. I know you can't do that, but it almost seems like I prefer that. Like, listen, I'm not a big fan of Jews, and I heard you use your hand when you wash your ass. Can I get some? Could you imagine me having these wash the ass things while I'm still serving?
Right.
I think there would be some people who would come in and just go, the Jew thing had me.
Right.
But this without the towel.
One of the funniest moments is when Jack Nicholson is describing Cuba's character to the police, and he goes, "He was a brown man, a deep molasses."
But
molasses.
What's funny about that, though, too, he has nothing's wrong with what he's saying. He's being as descriptive as possible.
Oh, and back to the gay thing. Greg Kinnear, remember, played the gay man.
Yeah.
Did that seem offensive, or did he? I thought he did well in that.
I thought he did well, but would you expect them, if that movie was made today? Don't you expect it to be a gay man that's in that part?
I don't know that it matters to me.
It doesn't matter to you, but it would matter to the gay community, I think.
You see, and this is where I catch myself being a hypocrite. Because having a straight man play a gay man would not bother me, but it bothers me to see white folks play other minorities.
So, yeah.
You're being a hypocrite, right?
A little bit. You should want what you want for your own, and that is if it's supposed to be someone who's black, and then they play him with like a white dude who, if they take a character that is in a book, it's a black character, and they make some kind of like hip city white dude play the character because they think it's going to sell better. That wouldn't offend you.
I hear you.
So yeah, but this is also acting, and you look at it from that perspective as well. This is acting. You can't change the uniform. If you're black, you're playing a black character because you're black. If you're gay, it's not your uniform. The actor should be able to play the part.
Well, let me walk that back a little bit. If it's a fictitious character, then maybe it shouldn't matter. But if it's based on a real person.
Okay, if it's based on exactly. I agree with that.
Right.
But it's a book and they wrote it that way. And this is where like some of the Asian community was upset because some things that were
Ghost in a Shell with Charlize, was it Charlize Theron?
No, I don't think so.
Ghost in the Machine.
I
think it's Ghost in the Shell, but it's either Charlize Theron or Scarlett Johansson.
I think it's Scarlett Johansson.
So I think you're right. That's based off of but that's a fictitious
character, so it could have been
but it's based off an Asian character.
Yeah, but when there's an American movie and they go to make it in Japan, they don't make it with American characters. They make it with Japanese characters because in Japan, who's going to go see the movie? Japanese people. So they make it for the identification with the community that's there. This is a very complicated thing that will never get right. And the problem is we're demanding it to be right. And I don't know that it ever gets right. We're going to do the best we can, but we should really focus on the humanity of us and not trying to demean or make anyone worse off. But it's not going to be accomplished because there's too many little pieces to this puzzle. And there's too many puzzles with too many pieces, and they're all in the same box.
I think we need to go back to a time where we just stop trying to please everyone. Because it seems like that's what's going on when you say the pieces in the puzzle. Everybody's trying to please everybody. And that's a puzzle we can't put together.
But we should attempt to have some kind of coherent way that we present that. And it's a real tough project because we're this America, whether you agree with it or not, it's an experiment and no one else is doing. Tell me in the world where you see every single person living together in the same place, trying to get their piece of what this idea is. It's not, and we make it. It's very hard.
Well, that's because in other countries there are those people that are. That's their country.
It's indigenous to the country.
Yeah.
This is the only place we said, "Hey, everybody, come over." And then when everybody came over, we went, "Well, we don't really want that many of you. We were here because the bulk of it was the white Europeans, and they wanted to keep it white European. That they kept bringing in other people that they didn't even deem on their level to keep their thing going. But they had control of it because it's the amount of people that was here. So they handled it the same way that you said indigenous people in other countries would. But now we really have gotten to the point where we're looking at our humanity and going, this is who we should be, and we should be inclusive. And how do we do this? And we're gonna fight on how to make things.
I blame all of this on social media and these phones. Everybody's got a voice. Everybody shouldn't have a voice. Everybody shouldn't be allowed in the Studio 54.
No, because since everybody had a voice, everybody stopped listening. And it used to be that we had some people that were representing both sides and to have talking points, and they tried to make progress. But some people might say we're making more progress with everybody yelling. So who knows? I don't know.
I like that take, what you just said. How'd you say that?
What?
Something about the listening. Because
No, everybody's talking. No one's listening.
Because we all have a voice. See, that's what I mean. Minimize the amount of people who can talk. Because I'm telling you, man, and this is why I go, it's the gift and the curse. When I'm fucking like everybody else and I'm trapped in the fucking scrolling social media vortex, whether it's TikTok or Instagram, I'm going, man, some of this shit funny as hell. Some of these clips be hilarious. Some people are fucking hilarious. It's entertainment. But then I'm also going, I'm looking at some going, this is so fucking stupid.
Yeah, but they might have 1 million views too.
Yeah, everybody's got a gun.
Here's the part that is honestly that scared me a little bit. I'm going to tell you, we're here in Sacramento, and Aries had press, and he was on a television on a news station. They did an interview. You're going to be here in the valley. You're here in our valley, so he's there doing it. But I was watching the news, and the news is being presented really quick, and it's all in like 15 to 20-second segments, like a reel. And I was watching the news, and the news has turned their television news into basically like a reel. So you're watching it.
Scroll.
Yeah. Somebody says something on the screen, and then the newscaster hits like a couple quick points, bum, 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 and then you see a video, and it's all over within 15 to 20 seconds. And that's very much just how everybody's ingesting their information off their phone. And if we make our life like the phone, then we're never going to get our life. Like our life goes away.
I'm telling you, man, these are the end days.
I'm old enough.
That's what I'm saying, man. Listen, technology has been a blessing in so many ways. And I think this boils down to, look, you can't have it both ways. Either you want it this way or you want it that way. But there's something not only nostalgic, but to me about the days of the 80s and 90s, maybe. That's when technology really started to take off a little bit, though. But maybe about the 80s when everything just wasn't so accessible. You called my house. If I had an answering machine, I'd know you called. If I didn't, then I wouldn't know you called. If I didn't have caller ID, I wouldn't know who's calling. You know, I had to look up shit in the phone. But I'm just saying, like, before all the technology to make everything easier, when it wasn't easier, it seemed like life was simpler in a better way.
Well, my parents say, well, you need to go to the library, figure it out. Go read, go get the book, go figure it out. It was about figuring it out. No one figures out anything. We're actually dumber. We have more information, so we have more facts, but we're dumber. So just because you have facts, how do you interpret facts if you're not smarter? And the other thing that bothers me the most out of what you just said is it was a beautiful time when you used to have an answering machine and you let your answering machine get your messages. And then at the end of the day, when you got home, you returned your calls, but you had your day to yourself.
There you go. Now people are offended if you don't pick up when you call. Well, I called you.
Why didn't you answer? I was over here at dinner. Oh, you couldn't send me a text back? Everybody wants immediate reaction from everyone else.
I like that. You had your day to yourself. Like it's almost like, and that's normal. That should be in your life, incorporated where you have time to take a break. But now everybody's a machine because everything's available. Information. I'm just going, dude, that's not normal. That's not normal.
It's not, but this is where we live. And we need people in charge of this, people that should be running things should be able to understand where we've been, but know where we're going. These other people, I think, have forgotten that they used to be. I think they've forgotten everything that had been past. I think that they're too old. We need to, and this is not ageism. It's not ageism. There are people that are more than capable, and I like people that have experience. But you also have to be able to deal with the future, and you have to be able to deal with the things that are happening right now. And I don't think the people that we have in power can do qualify for some of that.
I'm gonna just say this: it feels like literally when you're born today, the minute you come out your mother's womb, the doctor hands you a gun and some whiskey. Go out there.
They smack you in the ass, you cry, and they go get it.
Go get it. And they go, everybody's got a gun and is drunk. All right, that's it.
All right, man. Hey, we're coming to you right now. We're still in Sacramento, and we got 2 shows tonight. But when you're hearing this, that'll be part of the past. And see, we're in the future now, so we're time traveling. We're going to be at the Houston Improv July 20th to the 23rd. That's the week you're listening to this. This is Thursday. You've already missed you're missing the Thursday show if you're not out there yet. But get tickets. Come see us. July 27th to the 30th, we're going to be at the Comedy Zone in Jacksonville, Florida. August 3rd through the 5th, we're going to be at Mic Drop in San Diego, California. Looking forward to getting back to go see that room again. Loved it the first time we were out there. August 11th through the 13th, we're at Raleigh Improv in Cary, North Carolina. As we said, we're going to be at Dane's having some chicken and waffles.
I can't wait.
And August 17th to the 20th, we're going to be at the Comedy Zone in Charlotte, North Carolina. Followed by August 24th to the 27th, we're going to go see. Here, I want to give you an impression, man. Who's the owner of the Tommy T's? Oh, come on, man.
Wait. You feel like you're trying to trip me up. The owner of Tommy T's.
The owner of Tommy T's.
Tommy T.
Nah, the wife.
Oh, right.
So you're not going to do the impression
Of the wife?
Gail.
I never did a Gail impression.
Fucking dude. Gail. There we go.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm not throwing the lob up ever again.
Nah, dude, you threw that over the backboard.
I might have.
That could have been set up better. I'm like, okay, Gail, but how does that make me think of an Al Pacino impression?
I will. When Gail, every time I say her name, I think of your Al Pacino impression.
Well, how do I know that?
Well, I guess you're more important in my head than you are in your own head.
There is a 6-car collision in your shit right now.
Yeah, I fucked it up.
How could you say that, Gail?
There we go.
Dave is my friend. Gail. All right.
Tommy T's. We're going to go see Gail. She's the owner of Tommy T's now in Pleasanton, California. August 31st through September 3rd, we're going to be back in Helium. I'm wearing the shirt from Pat's. You guys can tell me Pat's isn't great. Pat's is open 24 hours.
I love me some Pat's. Free, baby.
And I'll drop by Pat's anytime. There are other places that I like that cheesesteak too. But
nothing's beat Pat's.
Yeah, dude. It depends on the style.
And we've tried Delisandro's. What is it?
Delisandro's. Delisandro's.
We've tried Delisandro's. We've had what's across from Pat's? What's the place across the street?
Gino's.
We've had Gino's. We've had Ishkabibbles.
Ishkabibbles is good.
We've had Jim something.
Jim's pork.
Dude, we've had all 4 of those.
I like
Pat's
Jim's.
To me is the best.
I like Jim's a lot.
Yeah.
I do like Jim's. I like Delisandro's, but they chop that meat all the way up.
Too thin. Too many pieces.
But I still like it. And the bread's good. But Pat's bread's good. The whiz, man, everybody says the whiz is the whiz. The whiz isn't changing. The whiz is whiz. And so
you could do cheese slices.
You could do cheese slices, but I like the whiz. And
I love the whiz.
So you got that, and then I think their meat's fine. You throw that on that bread, and I'm happy. And it's and we got done with shows, and it's 2:30 in the morning,
and you get that sandwich back to the hotel, and you pull off that paper, and it's that gooey cheese with the cheese fries. Oh.
So we could talk about it. Yeah, you can tell me there's better ones, but at 2:30 in the morning after the show,
God.
Pat's just a shit, man.
God damn it. I wanted to say one more thing. I wanted to say one more thing.
And they gave me a t-shirt, so fuck that.
Yeah. Jumped up.
I do have D'Alessandro's t-shirt, though, too.
I wanted to say one more fucking thing, and I can't remember what the fuck it was.
Well, don't have me help you because I fucked up your Gail.
Yeah, you did. God damn it. I don't know now. There's something I wanted to say. Can't think of it.
Is it a musical guest?
No.
Oh, Aries did music last night.
Oh, I did karaoke.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, you were doing all right, and then it was okay, and then that guy said something, and then you freestyled. Dude, you really threw down some bars.
goddamn genius!
We're done.
All right. Fuck, what did I want to say? But go ahead, we're done.
Spears and Steinberg.
Thanks for listening to the Spears and Steinberg podcast. If you'd like to know who's responsible for this shit, it was hosted by Aries Spears and Andy Steinberg, produced by Steve Merrick and Anthony Holmes, executive producer, Big Papa, Robert Kelly, and Matt Kleinschmidt for the Laugh Button podcast. For more information on where to find us on the internet, visit SpearsburgPod.com.